Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Okay, so who remembers what we studied last week? Yes, that's right. We looked at a few things last week, and one of the things we learned was that the present continuous tense is a very versatile tense. So, who remembers what the adjective versatile means? That's right, my ever-diligent chickens of the forest. Versatile is a very positive adjective, meaning that something can do many things. Have a look at this thing. Now, who knows what that is? That's right. It's a bulldog clip. Okay. And what is the bulldog clip designed for? Yes, that's right. It's designed to hold sheets of paper together. Okay. That's what the bulldog clip is designed for. But the bulldog clip is very versatile. Think about all the other uses we can find for a bulldog clip. We can use bulldog clips to hold cables on our desks to make it easier to find them when we need to charge our phones or connect something to a USB cable, for instance. Or we can use them to make a photo stand. Put one or two bulldog clips onto the bottom of a photo and then you have a photo stand. We can also use a couple of bulldog clips to make a stand for a smartphone. Anyway, you get the idea. Bulldog clips are very versatile things. They can do lots of different things. We can use them for lots of different things. Okay, now forget about bulldog clips. Let's think about something else we learned last week. Things that are temporary and things which are permanent. Now, do you all remember what we were talking about last lesson about temporary and permanent? Well, let's think about those two words for a moment. I'd like you to think about tattoos for a minute. Think about the tattoos you get as a present with sweets, tattoos for children. These are not permanent, these are temporary. They're called temporary tattoos. You put them onto your skin and they stay for a few days. The same as henna tattoos. Someone draws on your skin with henna and you have a design, a tattoo on your skin, which remains there for a couple of weeks or more if you don't wash. But just like with Hollywood films, these are temporary. Have a look at this photo of the actor Jeremy Irons in the film From Dusk Till Dawn. And here's another photo of Mr. Irons in the TV series Kojak. Now, what difference can you see between the two photos? That's right. In the second picture, Mr. Irons hasn't got any tattoos. This means that the tattoos weren't permanent. They were temporary. They didn't stay forever. It was like the children's tattoos we get. It was like the henna tattoos you can get on holiday. It lasted for a couple of weeks and then Mr. Irons washed it off or it faded. So the people at Hollywood wanted Mr. Irons to have a tattoo. His character in From Dusk Till Dawn had tattoos. But Mr. Irons didn't want to have his body covered in tattoos. So the people in Hollywood bought some temporary tattoos and stuck them onto his body. Now, because the tattoos were temporary, they faded after a few days or a few weeks. If something fades, it grows faint and disappears. When the night falls, the light fades. The light slowly disappears. When you come back from a holiday in the sun, your skin is nice and brown, you're tanned, you've got a suntan. But when you come back home, your tan starts to fade. Every day your skin gets closer to the color you were before you went on holiday. Your tan fades. If you have a red t-shirt and you put it into the sun, after a while the t-shirt will fade. It'll still be red, but the red color isn't as strong. The color has faded. We can also use the verb to fade with other things, not only colors. If you have a pair of Bluetooth headphones, you can listen to your stereo without a wire connecting you to the stereo. You can walk about the flat and not trip over the wire connecting your headphones to the stereo. But Bluetooth headphones can receive a signal up to about 10 meters from the source. And if you move further away, the signal will fade and you won't be able to hear your music clearly or at all. The signal fades if you move too far from the source. Okay, so it's time now to practice what we learned about the tenses we know. To have a look at when we use the present continuous and when we use the present simple. First, let's have a look at a couple of timelines about the two tenses so that we can see the difference in a visual manner. Okay, so in the first timeline, we can see the present continuous. We use the present continuous for things happening at the time of speaking or around the time of speaking. In the second timeline, we can see the present simple. We use the present simple for things that are true in general or things that happen repeatedly. Let's look at the difference in a table. Mabel, Mabel, please help if you're able. We don't need a modem or an Ethernet cable, but where you could help with your amphibian art is to show us examples of tenses in a chart. The kettle's boiling. Can you turn it off? Water boils at 100 degrees. Listen to those men. What language are they speaking? Excuse me, do you speak English? We can go out. It isn't raining. It doesn't rain in the desert. What are you doing? What do you normally do at the weekend? And remember, we use the present continuous for temporary situations, and we use the present simple for permanent situations. I'm living with my aunt until I find a flat to rent. My parents live near London. I'm working hard today. I've got a lot of work to do. My brother isn't lazy. He works from 8 AM until 9 PM every day. Okay, good. Now, let's have a look at some sentences. In these sentences, I want you to look at the sentences and decide if the form of the verb is correct or incorrect. If it's wrong, then correct it. Oh, hang on. We'll have to leave that until tomorrow, because it's that time again. Yes, the one, the only, Enid, the eccentric, elegant, eclectic, electric eel. Enid's here again, people. Give her a big hand. Hello, people. Hello, hello. Yes, it's me. I know. It's been a while since I was on the show. But, well, first I had DOMS. Do you remember? I did too much cleaning, and the next day I couldn't move. My muscles were very painful. I was in agony. Every part of my body hurt. I looked my symptoms up in a medical dictionary and discovered that I had DOMS. Now, DOMS is an acronym. Do you know what an acronym is? No? Oh, well, I'd better tell you then. An acronym is where we take the first letters of a list of words and make a short word from them. Oh, dear, that's not very clear, is it? Well, let me try again. If we have a long list of words which we use together, then we take the first letter of all the words and make another word. Is that clear? Oh dear. My explanations aren't very good today, are they? I know. I'll give you an example of an acronym. Let me think. I know. NATO. NATO is an acronym. NATO is a short word, an abbreviation, which we make from the 4 words in the official title. The full name for NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So, to make the acronym, we take the first letters from the 4 words in the title and put them together to make a new short word. North gives us N, Atlantic gives us A, Treaty gives us T, and Organization gives us O. So, you see, we take the initial letter from all of the words, the first letter from all of the words, and make a new word. North Atlantic Treaty Organization is a mouthful. It's a very long title. So, we usually use the acronym NATO. Now, let me think of another example. Oh, yes, that's another one. NASA. Now, we all say NASA when we're talking about the space people in America. But NASA is also an acronym. The full title is National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Again, what a mouthful. So we don't say he works for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. No, that would take too long. Instead, we use the acronym. We say he works for NASA. Oh, and I bet some of you are wondering about the and, aren't you? Well, yes, and is part of the title, I know, but, well, and is a very common word, and we don't need to use it in the acronym. It would sound silly to say NASA. And when people think about acronyms, they want to make them simple. So, if there is a common word in the title, often we leave it out of the acronym. Oh, and is that the time? Good Godfrey, I've got to go. Rupert and Archibald are meeting Clementina in the park. She's going to the park to take Keith for his afternoon walk. And I'm meant to be meeting them in the park so that we can go for cocktails in the Poncy Peacock. I'm going to be late. Right there. More acronyms later, darlings. I'm off. Toodaloo. Pip pip. Chee-bye. And she's off. Off to meet Rupert and Archibald and Clementina. And Keith, of course. Okay, well, they're going for cocktails in the Poncy Peacock. And we're finished too. That's right, my chickens of the forest. Our time is up. So, if you can't wait until tomorrow, then you'll have to throw yourself into the internet and check out www.m5tv.hu. That's where we store all the videos and vocabulary. Okay, well, I'm off for now, but I'll be back here, ready for you all with some more English tomorrow. Same time, same place. See you later. Bye.